Live from the Macaroni Mansion, located in historic South Philadelphia, Vinnie Paz presents the Broad Street Breakdown, featuring the OG Gavin, Sicko, and Professor Pablo. With tonight's special guest, Cookie Puss. Musical guest, Fudgy the Whale.
Fuck.
From the San Diego Zoo, Hug Me the Bear.
Wow.
The comedic stylings of Dumpy the Pumpkin.
Wow.
And me, your host, Fuck You Son. Fuck You Son. PHUKYU. Last name Son, S-U-N.
I like that.
Wow.
Trying to broaden the horizons, you know.
How long did it take you to think that up?
Fuck you, son.
All right, then.
This is episode 48 of the Broad Street Breakdown.
Indeed it is.
Before we get started, remind everyone the mailbag to send in questions is info@broadstreetbreakdown.com. P, explain the other thing too. You were building.
We got stickers, and then we're on YouTube. The Vinnie Paz Presents Broad Street Breakdown page. We're on the Twitter, we're on the Facebook, and we're now on smart TVs. If the Roku has an app called the Blueberry app, we're on there, so you can listen to the last 10 episodes on there. Not sure if the other smart TVs have it, but if they do, it's a Blueberry app. It's BLUBRRY, I believe is the company. So yeah, if you're sitting on your TV, your smart TV, and you don't want to go to the YouTube app, you can go to the Blueberry app, which is just for podcasts.
Right on.
Word. The Sicko, how are you? What's the deal?
I'm all right, you know.
Sicko!
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
The Jay Leno
It's a
impression.
what?
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah. True story.
True story. True story.
Yeah,
True story. Working on Freddie Alva book.
True story. I'm
And,
a fucking jerk off.
Oh, we're going to do this? Okay. All right.
You guys, true story. I read in the newspaper today. I'm a fucking jerk off.
All right. Do you feel better about yourself?
I do.
Good. Good. Shut up.
Jerk Leno.
And yeah, welcome to the Jerk Leno Show. True story. I'm a fucking jerk off. Jerk Leno doesn't collect cars. I collect pennies.
Jerk Leno. He's a jerk off. An insufferable jerk off. Yeah.
And comedic stylings of Jerk Leno.
That's a true story. I was reading my book today. Yeah, I wrote a book. And, guess what?
Guess what? The fucking book sucks.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
Professor, how are you today?
I'm lovely, man. Just had some Carvel ice cream cake. And it started to melt, so I had to cut it real fast.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. Cut. I don't know if cutting is what
He
you
performed a Gagortion is what he
it
did.
was.
Well, you literally have, once it breaks the frost barrier, you don't have a lot of time to cut that motherfucker. So it started melting inside the box, presented a problem.
Yeah, so you're saying...
So I had to cut it. I had to open up the side of the box and cut it with my hand in, like I was doing operation. Like I was doing operation. I didn't open up I wasn't cutting it from the top down. I was cutting it from the side.
Operation. You're the doctor every day. Operation. OG, how was your cake?
Tremendous.
How many pretzels did you eat?
A lot.
4.
Nah, maybe 3.
How many Slurpees?
1.
How many cakes?
It was a fucking big hunk of cake.
And he respected the OG. He respected the Paz. Didn't eat any pretzels on the way back.
That's not why he did it.
Why did he not do it then?
He was preoccupied with getting that Slurpee.
You're right.
See? He doesn't have any...
So you would have taken a piece.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck you,
He has
Paz.
no
And
respect for me.
That's not true.
do you have Paz pretzel respect?
No.
That's all I meant.
I got a question to throw out.
All right.
Remember months back?
No.
I think you started this. Sort of a version of Who's Worse, but it was songs. Like, what's the worst song? And we went around, and I believe the Pina Colada Song won the evening.
Okay.
I got something to throw up against the Pina Colada Song. That
Let's hear it.
I think it's far worse.
Far worse.
Far worse. Heard it in the grocery store, and it set me off.
All right.
Might be the worst
Come on.
song ever written.
That's a bold statement, but let's go.
We built this city. We built this.
Fucking bad, man.
Now, if I'm in the car and I got my only choice is Pina Colada or that we built this city bullshit, I will listen to the Pina Colada song.
If we
in a
can go
heartbeat.
back, and again, it's too much editing work, but I quoted that I felt that there were things much worse than
I
Pina
think there's
Colada.
much worse than Pina Colada.
But
That
it gives
song is not offensive to me in any
It
way.
gives Gavin an aneurysm.
He like lost his
Yeah,
shit.
he's about to again.
Yeah. Don't bring up the Rupert, man. He's not having it. But when I heard this song in the grocery store, which, by the way, thanks to modern technology, I'll never have to walk into a grocery store ever again because I discovered online shopping delivered to the house.
Well,
But the last time I was in one, that piece of shit song was playing. And I was like, you know what? Fuck the Pina Colada Song. This is
Is that Jefferson Star? Is that Jefferson?
I think it's
Starship.
just
Starship.
Starship.
I don't have heat with that song. I like that song.
Stop.
It's the worst song ever.
It's pretty fucking bad.
I mean, it's bad.
I mean, I only wanted to listen to it in the grocery store.
Yeah, well.
When I'm in the fucking produce aisle, man, fucking getting it on.
You
That
built
song
this
is
city.
grocery store rock.
We should do a comp.
So can we pit it to a vote up against the Pina Colada Song?
I feel it's worse.
I feel it's worse.
No,
Not worse.
not worse.
Really.
Gavin.
Which way will he go?
He's thinking about it.
Like it.
Oh shit. Oh, we're red. All right. Sorry. Go ahead. I forgot.
But the professor just had a breakdown.
I thought
mid-thought.
the shit was shit wasn't recording. I'm stallings for the OG is what I was doing.
I'm gonna go with Starship being worse.
Wow.
All right, so
3-1.
I fucking hate that gray slick. I want to I want to chuck her off a bridge. If I went in,
here's when someone's a piece of garbage. when it's a woman and Gavin
Right,
hates them
yeah.
because he has
Yep.
a soft spot
Yep.
for a variety of reasons, but nonetheless it exists. Because when I loathe a woman, it'll be like, eh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I loathe that Ronda Rousey broad. Like to the point,
the fighter, John.
yeah, like to the point where I wish bad shit upon her.
Right. I had a funny exchange. What was funny to me? Someone I won't put them on blast by saying their name, but they had posted something like I don't know even what they were talking about, but something must have just happened where the person wrote, "Well, that was my own personal ultimate. Something bad happened." So like a thread was happening, so I wrote, "Well, you know, if you're talking about the dude from the Jefferson airplane getting his head cracked open, it's not really a bad thing." And like 8,000 people
Attacked
jumped
you?
on me like, "That's not cool. The Jefferson airplane, it was great, man." And
Well, please explain to me what you're talking about.
that the Ultimate,
Oh, the show.
Yeah.
All right.
he was saying something in his life happened that was a disaster.
There was
Marty Bounds was the first one who got stomped.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember his name.
before
Day
the
long
shit
of
got.
stomping.
I didn't realize he was the first one who
He
caused
got
it.
stomped while it was still daylight out.
Okay, I didn't.
Like that's how it's popped off.
I
He
didn't
got
realize
stopped
that
like
at all.
only 3 beers in to
Right.
a many beer.
He
night
got
for
stomped
some-
out so bad. He's the reason why Jerry Garcia got on the fucking chopper and left before the show even fucking started.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So I wrote
Well,
that.
you know
in
what's
my-
funny?
do this.
You know what's that book I read that I can't remember the name of? Sort of broke that down a little bit, and Jerry was in a really weird position because he was boys with a lot of those Angels guys.
Absolutely.
So he was like, "Fuck, man, I just got off this fucking copter, and these dudes from this band I play with all the time just got stomped out." But I'm also friends with the heavies that stomped him out. Like, you know what? I'm out. Like,
And-
this is stupid.
And
Why am I
chances
even
are
here?
he was full on hallucinating at the time too, so it made it even more not good.
Altamont's not the brown acid show, is it?
No, that's Woodstock.
Right.
No, Altamont's the Stones.
The Stones.
Yeah.
Hired
Yeah.
Hells Angels,
Yeah, but I just thought. I mean, I thought it was quite clever and funny.
I-
and the dude who wrote it is like an old punk rock hardcore dude, so I figured he'd be with
The
me.
dude who wrote it got mad?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like people on his gimmick that
Well,
didn't
they
know
did
you.
too. What he wrote something. He's like, I can't remember. But he referenced a good band. Puh, I guess it's not the first Sham '69 album. Puh, like
What?
and like I will tell you off air who this is,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you'll be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
ah.
You know what's crazy, man? Like, there's this level of like, again, this isn't like left or right or
And
anything.
I have a funny addition to it. I don't want to forget either.
This isn't anything about the left or the right, but there's definitely just like this level of sensitivity, man, when it comes to like,
I'm like, what? Too soon?
when
Like
it comes to humor, man.
Too soon.
Yeah.
40, 50 years, dude.
Yeah, you're
Get
talking
over it.
69 or something. But like,
I don't know, man. Altamont seemed like a party.
it
I
seemed
mean,
all right to me.
so-
if someone gets their head split, shit happens.
Who would we be hanging out with? You know,
Right.
That's my.
So, all these people like jumped on me. That's not cool. Blah blah. Blah. So I guess the guy has a friend who is actually there. And he's like, I was there, and if you had been there, you would have been scared for your life, and you wouldn't have thought it was cool and funny. And I'm like, meh. I've been in much worse. Have you ever been to City Guard? Because this dude was obviously like 70 years old.
Sure,
He was from
sure.
the- I'm like, I've been in more riots than you'll ever see on TV. Like, I'm.
Well,
And
again-
I'm not saying that I wouldn't be scared of Hell's Angels.
because of that book I read, I know a little bit more than I did previous to reading it. Obviously, more than the documentary breaks down. And the book kind of broke it down that most of the people there had no idea any of this was happening.
no, not at all.
Most of the people there were still having a fucking party.
They're having
Yeah.
a blast.
There was so many motherfuckers on this fucking farm or whatever the fuck it was that literally they didn't know what was happening on each section of this thing. So over here, motherfuckers were like fucking on brown acid. Over here, there was like kids being born, and over here, Hell's Angels were stomping and killing motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, and they had no idea.
Yeah.
So
And I'm saying I've been enclosed in very small spaces that were full on riots with weapons and chairs being thrown.
I'll tell you this: if I had been there, I would have been hanging in the back like I always do, or outside in the front talking to like, you know,
It's terrible.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have
terrible
been
be
dropping
hanging in
acid
front,
and looking for broads. That's
and-
what I'd have been doing.
We wouldn't even know what went on, so
Yeah.
we had a good time.
And I mean, if you look at the footage, it was an outdoor gig, so there's no lighting. So and there was such a vast sea of human bodies, you can only see like whoever's up close to the stage.
I've been in that scenario myself, not where there was something like Altamont, but something that big.
Right.
You're basically the extent.
You're in a small city.
Yeah, and the extent of what you can see is what your eyes can visually see.
Right.
And even then, you're not assessing the situation.
Right.
By accident, arguably the best music documentary ever made. By accident.
What, Altamont?
Gimme Shelter.
Gimme Shelter? Yeah.
Because they happened to catch the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Excuse me.
Leading up to the show itself, it was mez. But the fact that they captured the entire fucking thing, man,
Yeah.
like brilliant.
Like that it happened to happen that close to the stage
Shit.
while the cameras were rolling.
Fucking hell,
That
man.
it could be zoomed in on that clearly with that technology. Yeah, that's something.
hell.
It's heavy biz.
But yeah, there were so many people were mad at me. And I'm like, and I was like, what, too soon? Like,
Yeah, that's
and it's
great.
not
That's
like,
that's a great line on top of your original rating.
I mean, it's
He
not like the
stabbed-
dude died. He got beat up. And everybody gets beat up.
Well, oh, Marty fucking
Yeah.
whatever.
Like, I wasn't talking about the dude that got killed.
That dude who got killed got stabbed with a knife that was as big as this table, man.
Mm-hmm.
He got stabbed stab the fuck up.
And he pulled out a gun.
Exactly.
He had a gun.
The bottom line of it is, and I'm not defending but I'm stating facts here.
Right.
The bottom line was that dude pulled out a fucking gun.
Yeah.
The Hells Angels were there to work security. Whatever other stuff went on during the day, they punched the Jefferson Starship, whatever. They're punchable.
I mean, I ain't mad at nobody for punching
They're
them.
punchable.
Wow.
I'm not mad about much that went on that day.
And
If
I'm
we really
not
break it down.
At
Right.
all.
Dude pulls out a gun. Other dude pulls out a knife the size of this table and fucking stabs him.
Look.
He got off on that dude was on legitimate trial for a period of time. And the state was trying to fucking put this motherfucker away for the Hells Angel, and he got off with a jury of squares.
Yeah.
They were like, "Look, motherfucker, it's right there."
Yeah.
Like, what do you want us to do?
Yeah.
Was that footage admissible in his trial?
I think so. Nah, I'm not. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
think
nah,
so.
I don't know at
I
all.
think that was the whole thing. That they were like,
Yeah.
what are we supposed to do?
Yeah.
And other than like the 5 or 6 people who were right next to it, no one will ever know what happened and how it went down and how fast it went down.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care who you are. You see a gun, you're going to react in like one of 2 ways.
Yeah.
You're going to run the fuck away or you're going to like do something to save your life.
Yeah, those type of split-second decisions, man.
Yeah.
You're basically, you deal with how you react to that the rest of your life. You know what I mean? So,
Now, do I believe that dude was getting hassled because he was like one of maybe 3 black men at a predominantly white concert?
That's also
Sure.
That's also not true as well. That's another thing that was sort of depicted in the movie, but the book paints a completely different thing. And
I
the
just
book
mean in
is very-
general. I
the
don't
book
even
is
mean
very,
leading up to that.
The book is very it's very like, this is what happened. We're not defending one side, the other side, whatever. This is what happened. It was painted that was sort of the state's slant on it because they were trying to convict this biker guy, and that there was racial this, that, and the other thing. And the dude was like, "Look, in all honesty, I didn't know he was a black dude. I just fucking saw a guy with a fucking gun. It, like you said, it happened in 2 seconds,
Right.
and I fucking reacted."
Yep.
But again, according to this book, the crowd was pretty mixed because you got to remember this is at a time where we've talked about this before, where pop culture and music and whatever crossed all kinds of lines.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like certain shows now or predominantly this, predominantly that. Everybody was going to this shit, and the amount of people that were there, it was a pretty mixed crowd. Not saying that it wasn't possible that was happening, but this book painted a little bit of a different picture of and I don't want to talk about this kid who got killed, but painted a little bit of a different picture that, he thought somebody was hassling with the girl he was with, and he started fighting, and then the Hells Angels were like, "Yo, you better cool it," and he was like, "Yeah, fuck you, I ain't cooling nothing."
Yeah.
And you don't say that to those kind of dudes, and they're like, "Yeah, fuck you." Then the gun came out, and then the fucking whatever.
And the real crime that happened that day was nobody stabbed Grace Slick. That's all I
Come
can
on.
say about it.
She's awful.
I mean, she's a horrible,
Horrible
human being.
She really annoys me.
she's the shit.
I mean, I don't know that she's done awful things as a
Yeah,
human
she
being.
might be awesome.
I
but
mean, she
I
probably
don't-
gives like millions to charities and saves AIDS babies. I don't care. I wish death upon her.
Yeah, I don't know about all
Her singing persona,
that. Seems excessive.
not her in her real life. I have really disliked her.
Fucking White Rabbit, man.
So there you go. We have a new worst song ever. It beats the Pina Colada Song.
Don't you want somebody to love?
Not really.
Don't you need somebody to love?
Not really.
Wouldn't you love somebody to love?
That I would.
You better find somebody to fucking love, sicko.
There you have it. Well done. Well done.
Professor, would you like to discuss?
Well, yeah,
something
this era
Era.
kind of encompasses.
Joni.
Actually, doesn't. But I was editing last week's episode, and I was trying to work some shit where I put all your guys' voices backwards
Right.
to go over when the Dear Vins have the crazy people.
Right.
I was gonna put like the OG talking but backwards, and it would of course sound fucked up.
Sure.
And it
That's
reminded me of the
Delvin.
time when, for a while, this was the Hollywood witch hunt, was to get these metal bands and say that their songs are fucking saying stuff backwards.
Yeah.
And trying to
Gore.
fucking put them up on trial. I mean, it was commonly known as black backmasking. And I guess these motherfuckers just caught wind and started grabbing every album under the sun.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys remember, like a few shows back, the book I put over about this topic.
No.
I do.
Yeah, it was basically like Satanism in the media and how the witch hunt was on with everything from Dungeons and Dragons to metal music to everything. So there's actually a book about it.
That's
I
all right.
recommended a few episodes back, but go ahead, yeah.
So, I mean, it kind of sparked my interest on that whole genre of that whole epidemic, because it went
Yeah.
on for years, and they didn't just attack Judas Priest. They went to the Beatles, and then
Yeah.
you know, you
Zeppelin.
you can
was in it
Google
big
the top
time.
20, but I mean, and then it just went away, and now no one cares anymore. So obviously, like,
Well, they
was
moved-
it something that had to do with record players because you could play stuff backwards easily?
Right,
Because now,
right.
like, now it's a pain in the ass for me to play this fucking file
Right,
backwards.
right.
A lot of record players back in the day had
that
a
neutral.
neutral thing.
Yep.
So it would be like you would get the sound out of it, but it wouldn't move. So if you fucking physically
You had to do it yourself.
Oh yeah.
physically did it backwards, you'd get devil messages.
Yeah.
Like Trick or Treat.
It was awesome. Fast way.
Yeah.
Nice.
You want to talk about any fast way, we can start another show.
To me, and I mean, I have nothing to base this on, but I'm just kind of going on logic. I mean, it's the same witch hunt. It's changed over the years. If you go back to like the 50s when rock and roll started, the witch hunt was on about what they called race music. You didn't want young white America being poisoned by what they called jungle music. I'm using air quotes. So there was all these trials, burning records, and then when you had like an Elvis that crossed over doing what was thought of as black music, and white people, like white kids, really went nuts on it. It really started to blow up. Huge backlash from that.
Even when they were editing his hips out of
Exactly.
TV.
And so in the 60s, shit started to get a lot freakier, and that's where they started going after the Beatles, and they always, I mean, it's corny and laughable now, but they always tried to link the Beatles to occult stuff.
Yeah,
And
of course.
By the time they came out with Helter Skelter, even before Manson made his name, like people were saying, the Beatles are devil worshippers, and that went through all of the 70s hard rock bands. Led Zeppelin was one of the biggest targets of
Right.
that. You're right, though. It disappeared. Like in the 80s, it was the thing.
Zeppelin was smart enough to play it up too.
Absolutely.
I'm not a Zeppelin guy on any level, but I'll give credit where it's due. Like they played that part. And
I mean, they played
gained-
it part on so many levels, all the way down to Page living in Crowley's house.
right.
Right.
They got that tag and they said okay.
Yeah.
And
that
they
was
probably
all-
got however many fucking kids into it because they played that role.
And that was
Agreed.
all designed by Jimmy Page.
Yeah,
I mean, that
sure.
was all,
Right.
But
a
it,
fucking brilliant move.
absolutely.
Brilliant.
But it's interesting because that same backlash came around once, like, heavy metal was not the big thing. I mean, what was the next thing they moved on? Gangster rap. Gangster rap is going to ruin everything.
Well, you had C. Dolores Tucker and Calvin Butts running over rap tapes and vinyl and CDs with the bulldozer, if you remember that image, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Met her.
You did?
C. Dolores, whatever. Yeah.
C. Dolores Tucker.
She did a protest at the tower I worked at.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was she protesting?
Rap.
Oh, just in general.
Horrible,
Yeah.
horrible human being. Horrible.
She was actually nice to me.
Was she?
Yeah.
Wow.
I had to communicate something to her because I don't remember exactly. I want to say there was some issue with blocking the sidewalk.
That sounds about
Something.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was, she's like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I can't say I fucking hung out with her, but we had a very brief conversation.
Yeah, at one point, she basically, again, this isn't guesswork. This is fact. She basically got to the point where she was trying to create a subsidiary of Death Row with Suge.
Oh,
of
really?
her own label. Yeah, she was
Right
such
on.
a shill, and so much
of good music or typical shit music. Like, was she like, Suge, let's create a wing of positive rap music?
of like Christian rap music.
Yeah.
No, it was just
She wanted whatever.
she wanted in.
She wanted her cut.
She wanted in.
Yeah,
She's a worker.
Yeah, she's just a worker.
that's
man.
horrible.
I mean,
Yeah.
same thing with Tipper Gore in the 80s when she went after heavy metal. It was a work. It was trying to build a political career. You obviously saw that her husband had political aspirations, 10 years later.
Yeah, that whole PMRC shit, like everything they brought in front of it, it was just outlandish for such a long period of time. I mean, they're responsible for those parental advisory logos, and
Did they still do that?
yes,
It's been so long since I bought a record.
yes.
Which helped sales.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you don't think Two Live Crew made millions because of that shit, yeah, bad shit, crazy.
Because that record fucking sucks.
Right, right.
Like, look.
What, you weren't down with put her in the dink? Put her in the dink.
Look, man. And at the time, I'm looking for the fucking most vile shit. That record just fucking sucked.
I did like the one joint that samples the Jimi Hendrix.
Oh yeah, the Voodoo Child part.
But that was I mean, they were the worst.
So bad.
Yeah.
All the shit that came out of there or that camp or anything they like that I fucked with was just ignorant,
Absolutely.
Miami Bay shit that
Yeah.
they'd play when I was out at spots where I shouldn't have been. Like pop, that pussy,
Yeah,
like all that
yeah.
shit. It's just horrible.
I mean,
and
that's
ignorant.
like just doing coke, having a
Yeah,
blast
yeah.
music. There's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, too, like Prince Marquise, like them dudes couldn't spit. The beats was mediocre.
Prince Marquis.
You know what I mean?
Hey.
It's like there was, again, it's like, think of if they would have went after dudes who were ill, would they have blown
Right,
up?
right.
It's like, yo, like what did they? It's like Gangsta Pat was incredible.
Right,
Why
right.
did they pick on him? Then maybe he would have blown up.
And to that point, going back to the heavy metal thing, like I remember a couple years had gone by, but at that point, like they're going after like Ozzy, who at that point was like solo Ozzy, and they're going
Yeah.
after Judas Priest, and to me that was never metal. I never got into those bands. All I'm thinking is
dare you.
like yes, go after Judas Priest. I hate Judas Priest because you have no idea who Slayer is. You don't
Yeah.
know what Venom is.
Yeah, or Morbid Angel. Or
Right,
so
they
on and
weren't
so
touching
forth.
anything like that because
Right.
they had no clue.
Yeah.
Hate Judas Priest.
Yeah, never got into them. Never liked them. I mean, I don't hate them. They're okay, but that,
Manalishi, man.
it's
Never
not
mind that playing the songs the regular way talks about gay sex.
Right.
Forget about that
Right,
part.
right.
Let's play it
mine.
backwards.
It's the Satan part. Yeah,
Rob's
worry
talking about plowing people and
yeah, leather bound.
yeah, hell bent for leather,
yeah,
but.
yeah.
He looks
But-
like the house band at the Blue.
At the
Blue
Blue
Oyster.
Oyster. When they had Rob singing the vocals on that stand, you remember that?
Oh
In the trial? Like, it was just
Well-
like, yo, man, I felt awful for them dudes. man.
Absolutely.
No matter what you were into. if
Sure.
you were- it's just like,
Sure.
yo, man, these dudes, like, imagine what they had to pay their lawyers at that time.
And if I had been older and mature enough to realize like how damaging that shit was,
Yeah.
I would have felt really bad for him. But it is a really interesting phenomenon because at that time you had so many Satan-related things going
Yeah.
on. Obviously, before Geraldo found out about skinheads, like
Yeah.
every show he did was
Yeah.
Satan worshipers,
Yeah, of course.
and the music. We talked about this all the time. Ricky
Ricky
Casso
Casso,
and that
yeah.
whole story.
Yeah.
I mean, even going back to Richard Ramirez.
Sure.
The Satan aspect was always really funny to me, and I mean, I was submerged in metal, and I never could quite believe that anybody really worshipped Satan.
Well, the thing is, man. Well, I'm going to agree with you. I mean, there's obviously since then groups that have popped up in
Yeah, it's a
Norway and
whole
stuff like
different-
that.
that's
Yeah,
a whole
that's a whole
different
different thing. But I always the philosophy of the video games with kids.
Yes.
And the music with kids and
Mm-hmm.
pop culture with kids, and I'm always just like, what? I didn't realize that Hitler was playing Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what?
I love that.
Right.
When you start, you know, it's like you have to understand, like, when you have children and what parenting is and how things come from that. And there are or have been historically amazing parents with just fucked up kids.
Yeah.
And that Priest record didn't make that happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you brought up political aspirations and shit of these people that were doing it, it's really based on, like, we don't have any legitimate platform, so we have to create one.
Exactly.
So,
and I mean, to the point where you're going after people like D. Snyder,
Yeah.
who is such a cartoon character in his performance. That
and D's kind of a bright guy in real life.
Absolutely.
So he went in there and kind of shut shit down.
And then, you know, somebody like Frank Zappa, like,
Yeah.
how are you going to have a beef with Frank Zappa?
And second off, if you're going to, you're going to get eaten
Absolutely.
alive by that guy.
Which they did.
Yeah, I don't think those guys were prepared for like D to put a suit on,
Right.
or Frank to come in and be like, "Okay, here's my statement X, Y, and Z," and they were like,
Yeah, I mean, you weren't really fucking around intellectually with Frank, and the dude never touched a drug or alcohol, and was ready at any and all times to go to fight for that shit.
Look up the list of the top PMRC thing.
It's,
I'm curious because I don't remember it now.
It's funny too the point that Pablo made in all of this being like, you know, it was such a big concern. Where did it go? Like,
Yeah.
why is it?
Where did it go? Did any of those people ever say, "I'm sorry for all this that I caught"? You know?
Of course not. But like, it is kind of strange that you had like these kids. Like, I'm just thinking about the two kids who were friends, the ones that sued Judas Priest.
Yeah,
They
yeah, their
had a
parents, the suicide pact.
that
Yeah.
went wrong.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, maybe it was me growing up, but like that seemed to happen a lot in conjunction with heavy metal and supposed Satanism and occult worship, and then it wasn't a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I just thought of something.
I thought of something too. Go ahead.
Them kids in Columbine,
Said Manson, right?
Manson, yeah,
Right.
and that wasn't that long ago.
Marilyn
really.
Manson, you're saying, not Charles Manson.
Yeah.
Right.
That wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Now I don't know. if-
98, right?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But it wasn't
99.
back in the day.
No.
April '99.
Yeah.
So, I feel like maybe
It's interesting to me on an aside too.
How do you know that, Sicko? How do you remember April of '99?
I just remember watching it.
It's a good memory.
I can tell you the date, April 20th.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking impressive.
Because it's Barney Gumbel's birthday,
Well, then, okay.
and it's also Hitler's
420.
birthday. Yeah.
Can't
The
do
thing,
the voice, man.
Yeah.
the thing that's interesting to me is
Voice is shot.
in the wake of that, when it happened, and in the subsequent years, people are very, very quick to call, Marilyn Manson, all the things. Nobody will point out the fact that how many times did they scream like kill the black kids? Only they did use the word black kids, and nobody say, "Oh, that's a racial crime."
Yeah.
That. I mean, I'm not saying that it is, but that's as much of an aspect. That's a more tangible aspect to that particular thing that happened than fucking Marilyn Manson's music.
Right,
And
of
that
course.
gets glossed right the fuck over.
Yeah.
It's just a weird thing with that.
Well, when we're talking about like how that shit went away, I don't think it's being blamed. Like, there's not suicide pacts, and there's definitely not no Ricky Casso shit going on. But there are preachers. I've heard tapes of it of preachers saying that don't allow your children to watch Harry Potter. It's Satanist. It's again. I reiterate, they're not blaming them for suicide pacts or anything, but it seems like there's always.
My kids have one or two friends that aren't allowed to watch that because of that reason.
Yeah, I mean that. So
There's always a ridiculous scapegoat
yeah, and it's
that no logical person could draw from point A to point B.
I always want to
any
say that
causation.
I want to say to my kids, even though they're too young, I'm like, well, their parents are just creating that kid to be wild out. Once they hit college, they're going to be the biggest drug addict whore ever. Like, you're repressing your child.
bro, it's like when I was telling y'all about like when I
drug addict whore.
Yeah.
There's those kids that are fucking.
projecting.
those
I mean,
kids
I
that
know
are-
what he's saying.
Those kids that are repressed fucking wild out.
They're
if
the
they have any
ones that
freedom.
lose their
man,
shit.
like certain states and cities that I've been to, you know what I mean, like Mormon heavy or whatever, whoever it is, the lash out, man. Like you better be prepared for all of that, you know, repression, because it's gonna manifest itself in ways that you're not gonna be happy with. You know, I played clubs in front of places that looked like Haight and Ashbury in '72. That's the kind of drugs these people on. You know what I mean? And it's like, a lot of the wilder people, or people who really saw shit when they were young, tend to be the ones that were like,
Right.
been there, done that. It's
Right.
time to buckle down. And then you create this monster by never letting them see anything outside of what you want them to see, and it becomes. There's always.
When the second anything is forbidden, it becomes more attractive.
Of course,
to the
bro.
person who's
Forbidden fruit will forever. That will never change, no matter how much culture changes or what pop culture is or what it represents. You know what I'm saying? It's like the parents who gave the, I don't want you listening to that hip hop shit. Like, what do you think they went and bought and hid? You know what I mean? And it just moved from subculture to subculture, whether it was like heavy metal, and then that became a huge part of pop culture. So all right,
And then you had things where like Slayer was like, oh, okay, like you're worried about okay, we're gonna make the opening track of our new album, the first 5 minutes is going to be a specific backwards message.
yeah,
Like that's that's where it gets you.
absolutely. I mean, if you when you have people that exist out there like Jello Biafra, you don't want to push those people's buttons, man. Because
Exactly.
what they're gonna do is they're gonna flip it on you, and they're much more brighter, and they're gonna do it in ways that are gonna make your fucking head explode, and they're gonna stick it to you in every way possible. And people like him and people of his ilk have done it and continue to do it. It's a very old saying, and then sticking it to the man.
Yeah.
Like, you motherfucker, all right, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
On a couple of Jello spoken words, his officers were raided and all, the whole worst shit ever.
By the feds and shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but I'm sure under the guise of the PMRC, and
Yeah.
they would say, like, the PMRC would say, like, these bands suck. You should try listening to Phil Collins instead. Like, so now you're putting over groups. So, like, are you in bed with this record company
Well,
to put over?
That's kind of what I meant to you with C. Dolores Tucker. Like, well, why don't you put out this? And you're like, wait, why does this special interest group? Like, what is this, man?
Yeah, you always find out that somebody's always got an agenda behind
Yeah.
any crusade.
What's on the top list?
So I have the PMRC Filthy 15 list from
Yeah, that's the one
'85.
we're talking about.
Number 1, rest in peace, Prince with Darling Nikki. Number 2, Sheena Easton,
How you gonna go 1-2? It's a countdown. Start at top.
because it's all whatever. Because the best ones are at the bottom. That's why.
Sheena Easton's got to be
Number
Sugar
2,
Rush.
Sugar Walls.
Dirty.
That is dirty. That is dirty.
All right, both songs are dirty.
Didn't Prince write that?
Probably.
Yeah.
Prince wrote everything.
He wrote
in the
everything
song
in that
80s.
era. Manic Monday.
3, Judas Priest, Eat Me Alive. I'll tell you.
Dirty.
Wonder what they were talking
So
about.
these are all sex things so far.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
And the first one also is sex/masturbation.
I know Wasp is on here.
Number 4, Vanity. Strap on, Robbie, baby.
Again, dirty.
Remember
And
that
Sex
Prince.
stuff. See?
And Prince.
Motley Crue, Bastard for Violence.
I don't remember that song.
AC/DC, Let Me Put My Love Into You.
Again,
They
go
don't
ahead.
like, they don't
It's
like sexy
interesting how
time.
it's going.
And they don't like innuendo. It's like had to be spelled out, and then they're like,
Yeah.
okay, this is what we
Yeah.
get. Next one, Twisted Sister, We're Not Going to Take It for Violence.
Like, why would
heavy.
it be like you're gonna burn in hell?
Right.
There's
Like,
nothing offensive about that.
not
song.
at all.
Nah.
I
Madonna,
see where these squares are coming from
Do
on
you?
the other ones. The Twisted Sister one, I don't see.
Madonna, Dress You Up.
Again, like
I'll dress you up in mine.
of all the dirty, vile things Madonna has said and did, like that song.
Well, you got to take the time and place
I
too.
guess.
She may not. It may have. only
That's
been
the
like
single that dropped the month they had to
her-
make the
you're
list
right,
or something.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Next one, Sicko's favorite, Wasp.
Love Wasp.
Animal, fuck like a beast.
I
Yeah,
mean, listen.
I said Wasp has got
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm old enough to listen to that at this point. Honestly.
You tell me Blackie still offends you?
When you're dealing with buzzsaw cod pieces, it's a tricky, slippery slope.
Blackie Lawless, not a joke. Man.
You're saying, Jeff, you okay to be this one being on the list?
Wasp might have to be on that list, man. Yeah.
Next one, Def Leppard, number 10,
Animal,
High and Dry.
Wait. Time out a second. The name of the song is Animal, parentheses, fuck like a beast.
Yeah, look. Blackie had things on his mind.
Right?
Not what you would call a wholesome song.
I'm not mad at Tipper about that one. That shit's out of control.
Next one, Def Leppard, High and Dry.
I don't even know that.
I don't remember that song.
I
Saturday night.
hate Def Leppard.
Yeah, man.
Pyromania, dude? You don't think that's a classic rock album?
Nah, man.
Go back, baby, globbing, globbing.
That was awesome.
That was
Nice.
We have to incorporate that band into our hatred on the podcast.
Once that-
No, I won't go for it. I love Pyromania. I'm gonna wear that shirt next week.
Bull, how do you lose an arm and then get arrested for beating your wife? She couldn't duck one arm?
That's kind of hard,
Did
though.
he really?
Yeah. It was a whole thing. He was beating his wife.
Rick gimmick.
The bull had one arm.
She should have pushed him down the steps.
I'm saying.
He can't grab hold.
She should have.
See, now I'm going to make fun of his fucking one arm, man.
She should have tied that
I
fucking.
almost said, that's funny you say that, because I was about to say, oh, motherfucker, once he lost his arm, I feel bad, whatever, but
Nope.
fuck him.
She should tie that
domestic
thing
abuse.
behind his back and fucking show him what's what.
I mean, that's all that's all you got to do. How you going to be scared of a
Do the
one-armed man?
fucking da-up-dup down the steps.
Right.
Go ahead.
Next one, Ill Bill's favorite. Can you guess? Merciful Fate. Into the Coven.
That needs to be on
so
the
I got
list.
two on the list
Occult.
that should be
Yeah.
on the list. So
That
far.
one-
I still won't allow
Wasp.
myself to listen to
Yeah.
that.
Merciful
Well, I
Fate.
think the first line is I abjure the Christian
Yes.
faith. I abjure the Christian
That
faith.
reason is occult.
I'm amazed that they even knew Merciful Fate at that point.
Well, listen,
Listen.
when you work with the devil does devil things.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure they had people that were doing devil business, and that's what they were rocking.
right.
Next one, Black Sabbath, Trashed.
That was from Born Again.
Yeah, with Ian Gillan.
This one's gonna blow. Next one's gonna blow your mind.
I'm ready.
Mary Jane Girls
Oh,
in
yeah.
my
Dude,
house.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh,
dirty.
And First of all, the Mary Jane Girls implies drug use.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
They
In
hung out
my
with the Rick
house.
James,
Right.
Who was
which
fucking-
is a fucking. But I'm not. I'm not putting them on the list. So far, Wasp,
Merciful Fate.
the Dirty Two thus far.
This one, you're probably gonna want it.
Okay.
Venom, Possessed.
Okay. The worst album, the worst song, but
Had the
okay.
cover though, it had that.
The two kids in the negative, yeah. But it's their worst album.
Occult again.
It's not worse than At War with Satan.
Yeah, it is.
No
War with
way.
Satan's a great album.
Stop.
20-minute
talking.
jam.
Stop.
A 20-minute death metal song.
Stop talking.
Unheard
It
of.
wasn't death metal yet.
Fucking out of here.
I'm sorry, black metal.
It was poorly played punk rock with Satan.
It was black metal.
I'm with you. Sound like Motorhead,
It was black metal.
but not as good.
Speaking of black metal, number 15, Cyndi Lauper, She Bop.
Oh,
Well,
she's talking
yeah,
about whacking off.
Yeah.
It's dirty, man.
That's
It
dirty.
seems to me they have a real problem with
With the sex.
Sex.
The sexy time.
It's most of the reasons, yes.
Weren't you there the night I met Cyndi Lauper?
No,
No.
you told me a story though.
She was mad cool.
Yeah,
Hey, Vinny, how are ya? That's
My
my Cyndi
mom
Lauper.
marched
that
with
was,
Cyndi
that was a
Lauper.
pretty good
It
impression.
was all right.
Hey, how
I mean,
are you? What are you doing?
I'm not saying it sounded anything like Cyndi Lauper. I'm just saying it was a good voice.
Oh, all right. That's fine.
Would you have a problem with the baby listening to any of this?
No.
Yeah, me either.
See, I don't even listen to these songs to know that's what they all meant.
Well, that's not the question.
That's not the point.
What's the point?
I don't know.
What else is on that list?
If
That's it. The top 15 is all they
if
sent out.
whatever channel you play for the girls, all of this not these specific songs, but the content of them was in the songs, would you care?
I'm saying as Pablo, all this stuff went right over my head, and I'm assuming it's going over my kids' heads
All
too.
right, that's fair.
I just found out like 2 years ago. I was breakdancing the White Lines for like 10 years, and just found out like 2 years ago it's about like doing coke.
I mean, when I was breakdancing to it, I didn't know what the fuck.
You know what I'm saying?
But
So
I knew what it was.
I'm guessing.
Don't do it.
Yeah,
right.
I'm guessing.
something like a phenomenon.
I'm the only one who's not a parent in this room, but I got whatever kids are listening, like kids your age. There's got to be innuendo all throughout it, and just like you said, I don't think they're really catching it. Well,
I don't know, man. My kids are pretty hip to some things that I didn't know they were hip to.
Yeah.
Until I knew. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Of course.
Well, that's the thing. You think you're hip, and then you're like, oh, the kids at school have like a red like wristband on. Like red wristband means I get blowjobs, and you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like you're not even hip because you're not in school anymore. But like if a dude's got a song called Red Wristband, and then you find out that now you know the song is a fucking.
What about the song? Red Rocket.
Red Rocket? Fucking dog porn?
Bestiality John. Red Rocket. On
Yeah, that should be on the PMRC list.
That's right.
Fucking bestiality.
I mean, one would think it would be a priority for them, but apparently there were no dog fucking songs in the top 10 that month.
Look, man, I played Red Rocket a lot.
Oh, shit.
Lipstick of Love.
Yeah. Fuck.
Jesus, Sicko.
All right. We're going to take our first break.
Go wash our mouse out.
Because I'm going to fucking have a heart attack.
I feel dirty.
All right, we'll be right back.
Yo, what up? It's Andrew from Strife. You're listening to the Broad Street Breakdown.
Manja, and we back with the Broader Street to break it down.
Oh, my God.
We're going to talk about the meatballs. We're going to talk about the sausage. We might even talk about a little man of good. But for now, Vinnie Paz, take it.
Take the sausage,
The
man.
sausage and meatballs.
Take it. You'll take the sausage, all right.
Jesus.
If you don't take it, the OG will.
I like how he starts it with manja, so he's just telling the audience to eat.
Eat.
And then he just yells out food.
Yeah. Oh, look.
Reading off a menu.
Fuck, man.
Yeah,
That's all I
man.
got, man. That's all I got, OG.
That's all he got.
I'm with you.
That's all you need.
As far as professional wrestling, man, we don't feel there's much to discuss, and we don't want to force the issue. The Rumble's coming, so that's going to be something that the weeks leading up to it, maybe some cool shit will happen. If not, something definitely should happen then. And TNA stories are developing, so, you know, that's where it's at. So I'm going to hand it over to Sicko, and we're going to do... we're going to make sure Pablo doesn't cheat.
I was going to say, get the police ready. Costume? Oh, he's going to the wardrobe. It's a Happy New Year.
All right.
Okay.
You got a happy New
Word
Year.
Association cone.
Cone of silence.
Excuse me.
Stay on.
Let's start with an easy one. Pablo, what comes to mind when I say the name Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks, one of our finest actors, which proves that when you're a comedian, you make a fine actor in drama and stage and in animated voice. Bosom buddies.
Bosom.
He took my thing.
Say, man, I'm first. That's what I get.
Jeffrey,
my bosom buddy.
that was good.
That was.
Remake. Hold on, writing it down. Me and Jeff.
Whoa. Another script?
Another script when we go to the BSB Films. Document.
Cross-dressing Gavin and Pablo?
We still,
I'm liking this.
we haven't really.
You gonna talk about the thing?
No, I was just gonna say we haven't.
I'm saying.
You know, things need to be tweaked.
I know, but I don't think they're ready for the tweaks.
Nah, before they're taken to pilot season.
Yes.
Pilot season's coming up very soon.
He seems like a nice guy.
Vinny, Tom Hanks?
I've never seen an actor who gets as much accolades as he does. Accolades. That has never played a character other than him.
Thank you.
Yeah, Philadelphia really played him. Hello.
He's been playing Tom Hanks since
Thank
Bosom
you.
Bodies went off the air.
Thank you.
I don't get it. I never been a serial killer. Never been. I don't understand what I'm missing.
Yeah, fucking Toy Story. He's fucking cowboy.
He was believable as a gangster, that's for sure. Hello.
Yeah.
I loved Bosom Buddies. I thought
I loved Big. Is
When
that all right?
that was okay. I didn't mind it. But he did the Steve Martin thing. Like, he became unfunny, and then he became super sanctimonious.
Yeah.
Like, his
How
whole...
dare you besmirch Steve Martin?
I love Steve Martin, but I hate when funny people decide they're going to be dramatic. Like, good for you, but I'm not interested. And Tom Hanks with his whole The Greatest Generation.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here with that.
Forrest Gump was good.
Ugh. Hate it.
Shocker.
I don't hate Forrest Gump.
Pablo.
I don't know why you would.
Lieutenant Dan.
Start.
Where do you start? Go ahead.
It's
Go
such
ahead.
a hunk of shit.
Oh my god.
Life is a box of Smith's records.
That was good.
high art
Life is an
Sicko.
empty box of chocolates for me.
You always know what you're gonna get. Nothing.
Nothing. Sadness.
Misery. Pablo, the game.
The rapper or the movie?
The rapper.
Rapper, I like the game. He's slick.
I listen to everything new he puts out, and I never like it except this last record he did.
Did ya?
Yes. And I like his NWA tattoo.
Vinny, the game.
I'm a fan of his music. I think the gangster image is funny, seeing as he was on a dating show.
You took my thing.
Yeah, a dating show with a blonde Caesar and dressed like a raver. It's funny, but I dig his music.
I don't know if I can say this on air.
You probably can.
I'll just say not many years ago, but probably 10, 12 years ago, not a famous rapper, but a really good rapper that we all like and respect. I interviewed him. He was just coming up, and I think the game was just breaking at the time, too, and he had a beef with him. That's how I learned about the dating game thing. Obviously, none of that made it into the interview, but I have a tape of this rapper who I'll tell you off the air. It just fucking shredded him. Like, it was funny and it was horrifying.
Yeah,
Like,
I've heard it from other people.
Yeah. Pablo, the Kardashians.
Never seen one episode. Never will see one episode. But damn, most of them Jones are banging.
Yeah.
I was just talking to Jackie about them 2 nights ago. I am barely aware that they exist. And I read an article that Kim Kardashian is the most searched celebrity porn search. Whatever.
Yeah, I got what you
Follow?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Her body's ridiculous.
I swear this is a shoot. If she knocked on the door right now, I wouldn't know it was her. I really wouldn't.
I believe that.
I'm aware
100%.
that she is alive and does whatever she does, but I wouldn't recognize her.
The Seacrest tricked the world into thinking they're important, man.
Yeah.
Vinny?
for the amount of people that talk about them and their hatred of them, I'm genuinely confused just because of how easy I've found it to have them have no place in my life. You know, if I don't watch that show, you know what I'm saying? Like she would.
I didn't even know they had a show.
Yeah.
Dude, they have the whole channel. The whole channel's theirs,
I
essentially.
really had no idea.
I didn't even know E was still a channel.
Yeah, I mean, it's for me to shoot would be ridiculous. They have no impact in my life to care to hate them.
I'm gonna say the public perception that I have of them, they're vile, disgusting human beings. But my problem is more with the people that worship them, that made them have a name.
Well, they're the gold standard for reality TV right now. So if you watch reality TV, you have to watch that.
Right, and I have way more of a problem with people who watch reality TV
See, like, what do
than
I
the people on reality
Me too.
TV.
Like, say there's like a couple young girls that like tweet me like, we love your music or something like that. Like their profile picture will be like one of the Kardashian girls, and that kind of scares me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the people that create the culture that allows them. To be
Yeah,
famous.
celebrity worship has always existed, but
Yeah.
like when you worship John Lennon, there's a difference.
Man, wow.
I hate them people, too. Newsflash. BSB just signed reality show deal.
Hey,
Our reality show would fucking break every record,
Right.
yeah,
ratings record of all time.
just on him.
They have a hard time keeping clothes on me.
Hello,
Be my gimmick.
Pablo Shane Meadows.
Is he a wrestler?
No,
Is he...
is it bigger than Redbox?
I know. Who's Shane Meadows?
He did This Is England. He wrote.
I never saw it. Go
Jeffrey.
I mean, the This Is England thing is fucking brilliant. I've watched a couple of his other things, and they sucked.
I don't know anything else that he did.
What do you do? This is France?
Wow,
That was good.
that was damn good.
So that's it.
Vinny.
Unfortunate. I watched the movie, fucking brilliant, and then Gavin was like, I think you too. You guys were explaining to me the order of things. Like after that, and my brother gave them to me, and they're all banged up,
Oh, really?
like order wise. So, but I know nothing about Shane Meadows other than this. But wow, man, talk about a fucking deal.
Yeah.
So other than the movie, I don't know if you want to call them episodes or seasons. I have to somehow get them and watch them in proper order. But the movie blew my fucking mind into bits.
I have to say, I'm shocked to learn from Gavin that he even did anything else, and I'm very saddened that it wasn't good.
It's not that it may have been okay on its own, but I didn't watch the other stuff until after This Is England stuff. So he's not, you know, and the stuff was before that. So I want to say there was 2 movies before he did This Is England. They just didn't register with me. I take back what I said. I can't say they sucked, but it was whatever.
All right. I actually just went back and redid all of This Is England up through 88, and I have 90 on deck, but I'm scared to watch it again. Gavin said something on Facebook like I watched 90 once and I'll never watch it again.
Yeah.
And I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
But I just went through the gimmick.
What, do you have it on DVD?
No, I was watching them online.
Oh, okay.
I think the movie you can
They're
watch
all on YouTube.
I know you can watch the movie on Amazon Prime, and
Yeah,
then
well, that's the one thing I have. I'm just trying to figure out how to watch them in order.
But the episodes, yeah, you can watch it all on YouTube. There's one page called like Brit Film that has them all in pristine condition, in order, no bullshit. A lot of times you find them with like subtitles.
Yeah.
Like I'm not having, but
If you watch it again, OG, This Is Malta. You'll probably like it. You got to give it a second listen. Watch.
Who was from the Isle of Malta?
A wrestler you're talking about?
Yeah.
That's his country of origin.
Yeah. I can't remember.
From the Isle of Malta. Baron Mikhail Sakuna.
Fuck.
Yeah. Hard. like.
Was he legit or that was the gimmick? You don't know.
This is 1981.
One.
He's a fucking Armenian from Hoboken.
Yeah.
Pablo, Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe, amazing comeback in a career. If the video of me came out doing interesting stuff in an airport hotel room, I'd be gone. You wouldn't see me on this.
Women.
You wouldn't see me on this podcast again. I'd be done.
Funny how he was celebrated for it while R. Kelly gets crucified.
Well, he got celebrated in the hood.
Oh, fuck R. Kelly, man.
I mean, fuck Rob Lowe too.
Who cares? Fuck R. Kelly. Don't use that shit as an example. Don't use no R. Kelly. Fuck out of here, man. I mean nothing. That's a dirty motherfucker, man. Fuck him.
So is Rob Lowe.
I'm not. That's not the discussion.
Well,
There's no reason to bring up another motherfucker.
I felt there was.
There's not.
I felt there was.
I'm telling you, there's not, and I'm gonna shoot on you when you fucking bring up goddamn R. Kelly. Fuck him.
And the midget in his kitchen.
Vin, Rob Lowe.
You skip me?
Oh, I thought that was your thing.
No, I was yelling at you.
Jeffrey, Rob Lowe.
Brilliant on Parks and Recreation. Laugh out loud, fucking funny.
I still have not watched that.
Dude, it's so good.
I'm halfway through season 1. I stopped watching, but I think we're gonna get back into it.
When you get into like season 2 and 3, then
They have their shit down there.
Yes. St. Elmo's Fire. We were just talking about that.
Yes, we were.
Played the sax.
Did he do the gimmick with the hairspray and light it on fire?
He did.
I was marked for that.
He's in The Outsiders.
He was.
Soda Pop.
SP.
I think that's all I know about him.
For as long as he's been active, which is over 30 years, it would go Outsiders, St. Elmo's Fire, and Tommy Boy are the only things I've ever seen him in. So, how much of an opinion could I have?
I'm going to say Rob Lowe's greatest moment, the movie Youngblood.
Oh, Joel Youngblood, the hockey gimmick.
Dean Youngblood.
Was it?
Yeah. Diener. The Diener.
Someone's named Joel Youngblood then. Wonder who that is.
Patrick Swayze was in that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember it. Yeah. I mean, I hate hockey, so I remember. I wouldn't.
Pablo, Chuck Zito. I believe he came up last
Chuck
year.
Zito might have had the best show on Sirius that wasn't Howard Stern. It was fucking awesome. He would tell these crazy fucking stories. You knew they were fucking true. Yeah. He didn't give a fuck, and he fucking told these stories like crazy. Had his Goomba buddies on, backing him up. Oh, just an awesome show. Seems like a good guy. Yeah. He's the man. Don't fuck with Chuck Zito.
He beat up one of those guys that I don't know which one's
Van
which.
Damme.
Yeah.
Ralph.
Ralph Van Damme.
Are you sure it wasn't Steven Seagal?
Might have been.
Which Youngblood did you say?
Joel.
It was Dean.
But who is Joel Youngblood? That's a thing.
His Jewish brother or something, maybe? I don't know.
Why is Joel Jewish?
I don't know. Yeah. Why is any Pablo stereotype anything?
I don't know.
There's no Joel on the IMDb.
Jay Youngblood, the wrestler.
There's Kelly and Blaine.
Jay and Mark.
You think about Blaine?
That's not a
Briscoes?
name. That's a major appliance.
Interesting.
Right?
I never put that together.
What were we talking about?
Chuck Zito. I think you were up.
One of my all-time favorite paisans. Total fucking goon. Wouldn't take his patch off when he'd go to places, his Hells Angels patch. Punched Van Damme in the face, punched AJ Benza in the face.
And Steven Seagal.
AJ Benza.
Total goon, and
I hate AJ Benza.
his Chuck Zito's book is great too.
Pablo, the movie Heathers.
Awesome movie. Love it. Still to this day say, what's your damage, Heather?
Jeff?
I love my dead gay son.
Damn it! Fuck. Vin?
I love
Your dead gay son?
Perrier.
I love my son. I love my dead gay son. I love the who's the first one that gets killed? The blonde? The first Heather that gets killed? They're at that party and someone's puking in the alley. I fucking loved her.
Yeah?
Yeah, and blondes are my twist. I loved her. Yeah, I love that fucking. It's dark as shit and funny. Yeah.
Since Gavin stole the best line, I'm going to go with the other best line. Fuck me gently with a chainsaw. That's always a good
All right, Sicko. We know where your head's at.
Hi-oh. Pablo, Bjork.
Never got her. Didn't like the sugar cubes. Didn't like her. The only funny thing is I remember when the CKY dudes went to Iceland and they went to her house and like heckled her and she like they just have footage of her like being irate through the curtains.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't tell if it was her or not, but it was still to me I popped for it.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I never got her or the sugar cubes. It just wasn't. I never.
Jeffrey?
She was in a punk rock band before the Sugar Cubes. And she fucking whooped that reporter's ass. I don't like anything she sings, but I'm a mark for those two things.
I'm a mark. The sugar cubes, I didn't care very much. I like a good majority of her solo stuff. She loves Wu-Tang. She's done some shit with the RZA. I think she's super innovative.
Likes to wear swans around her neck.
Smart chick. I saw this indie film she was in that I can't remember right now that was really, really dope a few years back. Yeah, I like her a lot.
I really have no opinion on her one way or the other. And I'm going to end this one with a locals only. We may be the only ones who get this reference, but I feel...
At least, yeah, lucky for you, this doesn't leave Delco, this podcast. Go ahead, Sicko.
It'll be fun for us.
Yeah.
What comes to mind when I say the grapevine?
The Grapevine, man. So for heads that don't know, this was the first place we went to where skateboarders and punks were welcome. Ironically, it was set up by cops who wanted us to have some place to go to hang out.
Was it?
Yeah.
I never knew
This
that.
one, this cop Dan in Swarthmore helped put it together and keep it afloat. So this is where all the early bands got to play, and we got to while out on a Friday night or whatever, Saturday night, and skate and while out. And you know, as it progressed, has started drinking on the campus or whatever. But either way, it was awesome times.
Jeffrey?
I had a fight there.
Gee. That's a shock.
I got nothing else to say about that joint.
Vinny?
Joint.
Shut up.
I said it.
I don't remember much. I was so young at the time. I remember seeing Throne of Corruption play there.
Yeah.
My memories other than that aren't too vivid just because of my age. I was so fucking young.
My favorite memory is fucking the Infection skinhead riot and chairs being thrown. It was one of the biggest brawls I ever saw for such a small place and such a low amount of people. So there you have it. Another.
Yeah, got my Thrasher Sweatshirt stolen from there.
Nice.
Still looking for it. Yes.
And there you have it.
Well, that leads us to Sicko's favorite segment.
Itchy. I hate these things.
We like to refer to this segment, this abortion,
The bloodbath.
car crash, as Dear Vin.
Plastic surgery.
Here's some fucking thoughts from some maniac.
Dear Vin, stop being soft. That's it.
Hey, man. Go ahead. No. So, OG,
do you think it's
OG, do you have heat more with the one-liner comments or the 10-pager comments?
10-pager comments.
That one you're all right with. Or is that still a waste of someone's time? Like, yo, Paz, I like the color blue. And
wait, what's your question?
like, if someone just says a random one statement,
Yeah.
do you have heat with that? Is that a waste of their time? Or you're like, damn, that's short and sweet. I like it.
I'm more entertained by the one-liners.
Still a waste of time, though?
As long as they're not saying, like, fuck your mother,
Right.
I get a kick out of them.
Do I think it's a waste of time?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. What's the definition of a waste of time?
Like that I'm going to go out of my way to write my favorite rapper to
I
tell
think
him.
it's bizarre. I don't know if it's a waste of time.
All right. Continue, Paz.
Dear Vinny, woo rap men togethers, one for a hip hop underground. I am no rapper. I am a G.
Yeah.
See, that's I am more entertained by that than the longer versions of insanity.
Rambling insanity and incoherence.
He's no rapper. He's a G.
He's Moji.
That's what he's trying to say.
Dear Vin, can you recommend me some other stuff that's ever close to yours?
Do you think he means music?
Probably.
I mean, really, you type your name in
Yeah.
Pandora, your song comes on first, a Vinnie Paz comes on second, and then others.
That's why I've said in previous episodes why shit that might not, why the average listener might not get irked by irks me. Like, that just irked the fuck out of me. And the average person was probably like, why would that even bother you? So
It's like, Vinnie Paz, how do I Google Jedi mind tricks?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
and it's like, let's go further than that. He thinks that it's like my responsibility. First of all, like, I don't even listen to you don't even know what I listen to, man. So I'm going to recommend, what are you talking? Get the fuck out of here, man.
Take a walk.
Dear Vin, hey, just got to ask. I could have sworn I seen you at a Norman, Oklahoma 7-Eleven today. If it wasn't you, then they could pass for your twin.
They found you out.
Yeah.
You've been kicking it in Norman.
It would be great if some dude had the same fucking knuckle tattoos as you and everything.
No, that would be great. This is Gavin's homie here.
All right.
Nice.
Dear Vin, I know where I am. I'm on a mission to my ship. Just be sure all this extra dreaming time was necessary. And my fucking dreams I wake up to every day. Just gotta breathe good. Man, Vinny, the fucking vivid dreams I keep waking up with every day. I don't know if it's my medication or what. I'm comfortable right now, though I want to be alive right now. 28 mission to my ship. I know I can pop more. I seen him once, and I'm chasing that high every day. You gotta look at my left hand to be sure. I've been able to pop for a little while now. I just need to breathe to be comfortable. We need our music to be a purifier with these rappers trying to brainwash us. I needed this picture of me right now, pointing at it with this energy level, and the mask looks good and ready to be shaved. My birthday was a fuel pump, so I kept trying to fuel up and go for as long as possible partying. Every time I whisper you, my energy level has gone up a bit every time.
It's a weird ending.
I got nothing.
Look, neither do I.
He's become redundant at this point, I think.
He's what?
He's become redundant. I think he's running out of material.
Do you?
Yeah, I think he's just writing gibberish.
He's
for the
on
sake
fumes?
of, yeah.
He's on fumes.
Because there's stuff in there. I don't know. I can't remember exactly if he's repeating
himself?
but he's just basically saying the same thing over and over again. So he needs to either get crazier, go out and kill some people, or
Go off his meds, go on his
right,
meds. There
or
needs to
get
be a
normal.
shift.
Yeah.
So with that, I'm gonna ask the professor if he has a tip this week.
Tep. Do I have a tep?
Do you, pal?
I have a mini tip.
That's what all the ladies say.
They do say.
Pablo's
They're still
Cheapo
satisfied
tip
though.
of the week.
This one is
Sucked into the horror.
This one is also food related, like last episode, and you'll see that as a recurring theme
There's
because
a recurring theme, all right.
food is consumable and will eventually go bad. So you have to take
Food
care.
is
It's
consumable
consumable.
and will eventually go
Sicko,
bad.
food is consumable.
Why even shut the book? I don't know why. So I posted a picture the other week on the internet of Twitter.
On the internet of Twitter.
Of the wife and I went out for breakfast, and then she got her omelet to go,
Okay.
and then also I noticed on the table was the cream and sugar that they give you, and I said to her, grab them fucking creamers and the sugar and throw all that shit in the styrofoam gimmick. We're taking all that. So that's a given. You're taking the cream and sugar. That's a fucking given.
You're taking the
it's
cream
not,
and sugar.
But the key here is that when you know you don't need any anymore, that's when you ask the waitress for the check and more cream and sugar.
So you get
What you got, and then you get more, and then you're doubling up. That's like 2-3 days of creamer you're not spending money on, and sugar. Come up. They're only going to throw that shit off the table anyway in the trash. You got to take it, man.
OG, crazy? I'm not
Yes.
crazy. Sicko?
Not only is it crazy, it's might be the one that makes me most embarrassed to know him. And that's saying
You're saying
a
if I go
lot.
to your house, you're not going to have them little creamer packets.
Never.
And
Never. First of all, I don't drink cream in my coffee. It's only Sean.
Gross.
And she only does the non-dairy stuff. So we buy the
Gluten-free milk.
Almond milk.
No, like Coffee Mate, like that kind of John.
This is up there, man.
Why? Why? It's there, man. They're going to throw it out.
Dog.
I'm just saying icing on the cake is ask for more on their way out.
All of it that you took was worth less than a nickel.
But they're going to throw it out. They wipe the whole table. That's the same thing. I'm going to throw a little bonus one on you too. See, this is how when you say Pablo, just think about it for a second.
Right.
when me and the boys go to lunch every day, the one boy gets excessive amounts of napkins and uses 2, and I fucking grip them up.
Come on.
I clear all the table of napkins that weren't used, and I bring them back to work. So my cubicle has like a stack of napkins.
That's a crazy.
They're going to take them, throw them right out. How many trees is that killing?
They don't even make paper out of trees anymore.
What do they make them out of,
I don't
Sicko?
know.
Thank
If you
you.
had
But it doesn't
said
even matter.
that you take those napkins and put them in your car, like in case you get, then
I could see
I
that.
would have been like,
In case
okay.
you gotta blow your nose.
Yeah.
Right.
What's
you
the
spill
what's the
something
matter
or
where they
whatever.
go?
I don't know, man. Something. It matters on some level. I don't know.
2 might go in the car, but the rest got to go in the cubicle.
Okay, man.
If it's on the table, it gets taken.
Crazy.
You got to slab it. You got to slab of toast you ain't eating. That's coming with me. Unless it's rye. I hate rye.
The only way to get out of this is by to see if we got any mail.
What can you say?
All I can say is, do we have any
Go
mail
to the
this
mailbag.
So the assessment is crazy.
Oh,
week? Crazy's not good enough.
there needs to be a new word.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some mailbag. So, previous episodes, we banned Bandit, correct, and Cody Mack.
Correct.
And are we saying they've learned their lesson now?
I just told Cody Mack he was banned simply for the fucking horrible music taste he has. But other than that, I have no opinion.
You want to live for the band.
I do.
You run the mailbag. That's your call.
I think they learned their lesson. I'm going to lift the ban.
All right.
All right. First mailbag from our good original gimmick ganger, John Kahane.
All right.
So, for the whole crew, what is your favorite thing about Philly, favorite neighborhood, and is there a place that is most special to you? I'll start off and just, as you guys are thinking, and just say, I mean, as far as thing about Philly and stuff, like I don't know about that, but like there's moments like Old City is a shit show right now.
Yeah.
But back in the day, there was revival, there was footwork, there were shows and clubs that made that spot awesome when it was a grimy part of town.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think places like that where you could drive by and be like, that's where the blah, blah, blah club was. We wowed out, and then we would go to the corner, get a slice of pizza, and that's where fucking OG stabbed, blah, blah, blah. Like, you have all those weird stories.
Yeah, wow.
When did you stab blah,
I'm
blah,
just trying to
blah?
put you over. Come on, I was trying to put you over.
I'll say my favorite thing about Philly is the perception everyone else has of us and of the city.
Which is?
That, like, we're all assholes and, like, just don't give a fuck, and, you know, Philly's rough and crazy, and in reality it's no different than any other major city in America. But obviously we're biased because we're born and raised here, but it does have something that makes it beloved to us. I don't know what that is. My favorite place has to do with nothing more than nostalgia, but the first place I ever fell in love with was South Street, because I went there when I was like 10 years old with like an aunt, and was like, what is going on? And then being a punk rocker on South Street, like,
it was amazing to go down there as a kid and just see that how crazy the street was in the stores before it got all commercialized. Yeah, South Street was awesome. OG, you live here. Anything you love about Philly?
It's all right. I like the
grumpy.
I am.
You like the place you go before you get your kids?
No, I don't. It's just right there.
You like the pretzel spot?
I do.
All right.
That's true.
You like the Italian market? Get your favorite restaurant.
It's true.
You like to go there?
There you go.
I do.
You like the Jackie Brown? She's in Philly.
Yeah.
Consolation prize. Oh, Paz, what do you got?
Mine's totally different, man, because of the amount of time I stay away from it.
Yeah.
There's nowhere in the world I'd rather be. You know, my family's here. My family's here in Italy. So when I'm not here, the only thing I'm thinking about is here. I love everything about this city. Everything.
I mean, I don't want to live anywhere else, but I'm not going to be like I'm in love with fucking 15th and Market. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I just love Philly, man. I love being from here. I'm proud to be from here, and I don't want to be anywhere else. So, and all of that has been reprogrammed over and over and over again. The more I leave and spend time in other places, I just want to be home.
That makes sense.
Are we going to see like a I Love Philly song in the future on one of your records?
I mean, how many more do you need from me?
We need one from Paz. Like, Philly coming to town. I love Philly.
I mean, he wrote the Philly anthem.
Which is what? Cheesesteaks?
Yes.
Doesn't say Philly. You got
It
to learn from what Will Smith did Miami.
Doesn't
Paz used
matter.
to do Philly.
That song is more Philly than any Philly song that's ever been done.
You got to put the word Philly in it or we can't sell
The
it.
word Philly is in it.
throughout
Thank
it.
you.
It's not singing. Yeah. Let me talk to you about making pop songs.
Let me talk to you.
About making pop songs.
Jesus.
Thank you, John. Next question is, again, like I said, Jeff Geiger. This dude's got questions out the ass. You're getting them on, man.
I mean, he keeps the bag full.
Vin, last year you recommended a few albums that were put out on Season of Mist, but are there any other metal labels out there that have released some of your recent favorites?
I like most of the stuff that Relapse puts out.
Combat's really good.
This fucking guy's got jokes.
When's the last record they put out? Like 50
Probably
years
like
ago?
a Carcass record or something. I like a lot of the stuff on Relapse. It's hard to think on the spot, man. You know, Nuclear Blast still puts out dope stuff. Century Media puts out dope stuff.
Who puts out a lot of that, like, Scandinavian stuff that you
Season of Mist.
Oh, is that
yeah,
who that is?
yeah.
Seasons of the Mist.
Yeah, I don't know.
Seasons of Mist.
I don't know any metal labels anymore.
Okay, next
Is New
one.
Renaissance still around?
No.
See? They're dead, man.
They were good.
The next one's from Ryan Widener. He's the SGV Unity crew. representing.
Right on.
Funny question. What instruments of all of you play? So I'm going to say I play no instruments, unfortunately.
I mean,
Sicko plays the
Skin
skin flute,
I was gonna say Pablo plays the rusty
trombone. The rustier, the better.
I play no instrument. I can play the Archie Bunker song on piano. That's it.
Dika, 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 dika.
Exactly.
My brother was in bands from when I was 8 or 9 up, and I was forbidden to go near the equipment. So obviously, it's the first thing I did. So I can play mediocre drums and mediocre bass.
Well, mine was the complete opposite. My dad was a musician since he was 13, and we were forbidden to go near the equipment, and we did not go near the equipment. So I never learned to play guitar. When I did try to play guitar, when I had my first kid, my instructor was a buddy of mine who was a drug addict going through a divorce. So needless to say, those lessons went in the shitter real fast.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine.
Yeah.
I hate to hear him
OG, you
describe
play-
his enemies.
OG, you play anything
Um,
besides vocals?
I can play.
Well, you could play.
I can play bass a little bit.
You can play the Ted Nugent song.
I can play guitar very little bit, and I can play drums a little bit.
Drums are tough, man, because you need a place, and most houses aren't set up for drums,
Yeah,
man.
well, my parents let my brother's bands practice there.
In the house or in your garage?
In the basement.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually
And the attic. Both.
I took guitar lessons when I was like in grade school and
Yeah.
just had no affinity for it. Couldn't do it. Don't have dexterity in my hands
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Oh, you have dexterity in your hands.
That's what P. Jiggy says.
I thought it was going to be a book jab, but you know, I let him slide. He's already in a bad mood. And right straight off the ban, correct. To finish it, hey Pablo, this dumb idiot Pazzy was supposed to bring stickers to Vegas when he came out here, and of course he forgot. Also, F the Wolfman and cheap seats are good eats is my new motto. Give me stickers.
A, was there a question in there? B, is that what we fucking waited for?
Yeah, and he's shooting on me.
C, he's shooting on you.
He fucking thinks that I'm packing up to go to the West Coast to handle business and thinks I'm bringing him
The
stickers.
first thing on your mind is
Yeah.
bringing correct stickers.
He's banned again?
Banned again?
Yeah, fuck him.
Jesus.
I don't like how he talked to you.
I don't either.
All right.
How dare
Correct
he?
is banned again. It's a sad day for the mailbag.
It is.
These people don't know how to act. Well, that's it. And on a sad note, correct banned again.
Bye-bye.
You
Cody
can
Mack,
send
you're
us-
alive for another week.
You can send us questions at info@broadstreetbreakdown.com.
That's right.
And before we go, every week we leave y'all with recommendations. Sicko, you ready with yours?
Sure. I don't know if you caught this one, and if you did, you might disagree with me.
Okay.
I know a lot of people are talking about it on Netflix. They had a 4-part documentary series called The Evolution of Hip Hop.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Obviously, the extent of my knowledge of hip hop is nowhere near as deep as yours. So there's probably stuff that you could challenge in it, as you know. But I think it was well researched and it was well done and handled very well. I'll tell you, it was definitely entertaining to watch. It was 4 parts.
Yeah.
It brought great light to the culture. I don't know the dude Shadrach. That was like the host. He's some kind of rapper. I didn't recognize.
Yeah, I
him
don't
at
know
all.
who he is.
But yeah, I would recommend it. I thought it was like I said, really well done. Had a lot of important people interviewed, but it's not the same people that you see in every single fucking hip hop documentary. They went a little out of the box with it. It was cool. Like I said, I think it was well researched and well done. So
Nice. Professor?
We always talk about coffee and how great it is, but nobody talks about coffee's best friend, tea. So I'm going to see one of my Christmas presents this year. was T from Tivana. I don't know if you've ever shopped at
Do you
Tivana.
think he wrote that?
Yes.
Okay.
Tivana makes the fucking awesome top of the line tea.
All right.
So I got this fucking. They had a blend. They got a blend now. It's youthberry with wild orange blossom. It's the fucking best tea. This tea's the fucking. Forget the Lipton bullshit you get. Tivana is the fucking shit,
I
man.
want to say something so fast. Did that come with an extra tube of KY for your boy? I'm sorry.
Incredibly
I couldn't-
sexist.
Yeah, that was foul.
And the best part about this tea is you got to get the gimmick where you because it's loose tea, so
The
you got to
infuser?
You got to get the
Yeah.
gimmick right. Well, you can use this gimmick like 3 times. You can brew tea like 3 times with this. So Lipton tea bag, 1 tea bag.
Hold on.
If it's a metal joint, you can use it indefinitely.
Well, eventually this is red, so you know like when a tea's not being red, it is not the color red anymore. You know it's come to the end of its life. But yeah, Lipton tea, 1 use. Goodbye. Tivana. This shit is awesome, flavored. I love fruit teas, and you just feel good. At the end of the night, you get some of this. It relaxes you.
All right. OG.
I'm gonna bring some for the OG.
OG looks fucking.
OG needs some
He's
Tivana.
not having
No.
any of it.
I don't like tea.
I don't like
I'm gonna
tea
bring you
either.
some. I'm gonna change your mind.
He's so grumpy.
I'm grumpy.
I honestly, I think I'm more grumpy than him.
Wow.
What do you got for us, OG?
A book.
Fucking words in it.
That's great.
Fucking read it. You know stuff. Good night.
I love it.
Yeah. It's by a guy named Dave Hahn. It's called No Retreat. Dude in England did some shit. Look it up. I don't feel like doing it to recommend it. That's my recommendation.
Wow.
I like that recommendation.
That's what he said.
Look
Are
it
you
up.
gonna
I don't
argue
feel
with
like-
it?
I don't feel like fucking explaining it. Look it up. Look it the fuck up.
Mine is a book as well. It's not new, but it's fucking amazing. The original press was in '98, but it was limited, and then it was repressed in 2003 to bigger, more well distributed. It's called Lords of Chaos: The Bloody Rise of the Satanic Metal Underground, and it's basically an account of the black metal scene in Norway, and it focuses on all the church burnings that were going on over there and the murders that occurred amongst the band members there.
Those dudes are for real out there.
Yeah, man, like real, no joke. Actually, there's been talks about a movie of it, a Lords of Chaos movie. One got pretty close to being made, and they shut it down in 2010. And Jonas Ackerland is supposed to be doing it, and it's supposed to come out this year, 2017. I don't know how true that is because the project seems to be doomed, but Lords of Chaos, one of the best music books ever written, and it's fucking crazy. More so because it's all true. So check it out if you haven't. Lords of Chaos, and that is episode number 48 of the Broad Street Breakdown. So we'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
BroadStreetBreakdown.com.